I've come to find time and time again that life itself is going to present you with a myriad of different circumstances of which you do not know what the outcome for those things is going to lead you to. And funnily enough, 9 times out of 10, it's typically taking you to a place, well, seemingly for myself, it's typically taking you to a place setting you up for the next thing that was even grander than what you imagined initially, or what you had hoped for, or what you wanted for yourself. I think oftentimes our intentions, our vision for ourselves can be incredibly limiting in that factor for it to be a little bit constraining on our lives. And perhaps what we imagine for ourselves isn't necessarily the destination that we should take or go towards or be on. It's not of our imagination. The reality of those things typically does not line up. And the circumstances of that intention, of that desire that you want to hold for yourself, that destination that you're sort of navigating yourself towards, perhaps doesn't hold or warrant the right sacrifices, or you aren't in the right frame for it. And perhaps maybe you're better suited for other things. And I think if we are incredibly honest with ourselves, brutally honest, because it's tough, right? I think a lot of the times now we practice the art of self-deception. So we can't even see the path that we're laying in front of us, you know? And we don't even know if the good intentions that we hold for ourselves or for others or for our desires are actually in fact good intentions, or yet they're masquerading for another thing that we've so eloquently sort of learnt how to do so well throughout our lives in various other circumstances. It's just pretend. But where does that pretending get you? Where does it really take us at the end? Probably hell. Probably a path we don't want to be on. Probably a destination we shouldn't get to. And I think, funnily enough, in my own life, I've seen this play out. Obviously, in retrospect, it's tough to sort of see it as it happens, right? It's really tough to see it happen in the present moment until it's actually gone past that. I think what ends up happening through that is that I'm going through a circumstance of my life and I'm thinking, God, this is not where I want to be right now. I don't want to be doing these things. There's been many times where like my bank account's just hitting zero. It's going past zero typically nowadays, right? And I'm seeing rents due, I'm seeing bills are due, I'm seeing these due, I'm seeing I got to put fuel in the car, let alone, and I've got to go try and make some more money quickly before all these things elapse. And sometimes those things do elapse, and sometimes I'm like, what is going on? I thought I had the right direction for myself. Why is everything working against me, seemingly? And it's not until retrospect that I could vision that and I could see it. It's like, oh no, I went through those things because it diverted my pathway and made me go over in this direction. It made me take this certain circumstance over here, which taught me a bunch of different skills, taught me a lot about myself, taught me a lot about different things or different ways of the world. And now it's brought me over here, which now, in fact, I have an even bigger vision for myself. I have a bigger direction for myself, and actually a direction that if I look inwardly, it feels as if it's more aligned to my higher calling, my vocation, whatever that might be. Robert Greene, in his book Mastery, which I'll cover on this podcast, I'll cover a little bit in it, he talks about aligning yourself to the vocation of your life. And now I used to think of the word vocation as some sort of, my vocation is my work, it's my job. But in fact, in actuality, if you look up the definition for vocation, it's your spiritual calling for your life. It's your spiritual aspirations, a higher calling for yourself, one that is deeply aligned to a greater version, a more genuine version, an inner version of yourself.